It has been 40 years since the last time I saw my sister Mina. Since our parents died from an accident, we have no one to rely on but one another. Despite the hardships, I'm glad that we were still a happy family. Mina was a cheerful and kind sister. She liked to live life to the fullest and would always go on adventures. I didn't expect that she and my best friend Leo would end up together. I was really against them having a relationship. I knew Leo was a good guy, but he may be out of her league as a partner. He was 6 years her senior. He came from a rich family and would often be chased by a lot of girls. I wouldn't want to see my baby sister get heartbroken in the end. But for 2 years, he courted my sister and persevered against my constant nagging and naysaying. My sister asked me to give him a chance, and I soon relented. Soon after, Leo told me that he wanted to marry Mina. I asked him if he was serious because marriage is a big thing, but he said that he was completely sure about his feelings. I told him that he should wait until Mina turned 18. Besides, he also needed to inform Mina and his family. They seemed so deeply in love and happy together, so I decided to support them. But then Leo decided to work abroad for their future and promised to go home every Christmas. My sis told him that she will patiently wait for his return. I could only quietly watch over them and pray for the best. When Christmas came, Mina was so excited to see him. She even told me that she had a surprise for him. Communication from abroad was more difficult at that time. We could only exchange letters and later short phone calls. One day, someone knocked on our door. We were feeling excited to see Leo, but it wasn't him that came back. It was Leo's parents. They told us to stay away from their son because it may ruin his career and their business. They explained to us that we live in different worlds, that they were afraid that it may affect their reputation. They even dared to offer money to break off their relationship. I thought that these things only happen in movies. Well, it's true that we were just average people. They may feel strongly against their relationship, but I won't let them talk down to my sister. I told them we didn't need their money, so they could just leave us alone. They should just talk to Leo about their issues. Despite what happened, Mina chose to have faith in him. She told me that she was worried about him, but I was just angry that he wasn't there like he had promised. I asked her about her plans, and she just shook her head. I told her it's best to let him go, but she still believes that he will come back for her. But he never came back. From that moment on, we weren't able to contact Leo. His number was no longer in service, and unlike now, there was no social media to help get a hold of him. She sent a letter, but there was no response at all. I was helpless as she cried and confessed that she was pregnant. As I saw my cheerful sister like that, I felt an urge to go and murder Leo. If only I had held firm and said no to their relationship. I assured her that I would help her raise her child. Knowing Mina, aborting the baby was never an option. I told her to forget about Leo. She should continue her studies and continue building a life. After a few months, she was about to give birth. I brought her to the hospital, and on our way to the delivery room, she cried and clutched my hand. She handed me some letters and told me to read it after she had successfully delivered Marie. All I could do was nod and reassure her that everything was alright. It took 14 hours for Mina to give birth. The doctor looked serious as he walked towards me, and I knew something went wrong. It's a healthy baby girl, but I'm sorry the mother couldn't make it due to preeclampsia. My head went blank. The doctor was speaking something, but I couldn't register anything anymore. I want to see them. I repeated those words over and over again. I can't describe how hard everything was at that day. I can only say that it was a day that I cried like a baby. Leo didn't even visit her at the funeral. My sister was so kind and she didn't deserve all of this. It was the darkest time of my life. If I knew that this would happen, then I wouldn't have introduced my best friend to her. I blamed myself for everything. It was 3 months after that I dared to read the letters. I was afraid that reading the letter would drive me to a breakdown. Every day, I was busy with work and the baby. It was fortunate that I found a trustworthy nanny for Marie. To my dearest brother Andrew, if you're reading this letter, it means that I didn't make it. I am sorry for making the decision without your knowledge. Despite the odds, I didn't want to give up on my baby Mary. Please don't blame yourself for what happened, and please forgive your foolish sister for choosing this path and for being selfish yet again. I'm so lucky to have a brother like you in my life. I want to thank you for being there for me and for cheering me up every time I felt so down. Thank you for taking care of me and giving me happiness and hope in life. Brother, please take care of my daughter. I'm sure you would love her as much as you loved me. I know Leo would have loved her too. I know you have been very angry with Leo and his family. Please let it go, as I have forgiven them already. Most of all, I want you to be happy. This time, live your life to the fullest. Find a wife and help a lot of babies. If you remain single, get dogs to accompany you. I hate to see you grow old lonely. Please don't skip meals like before. I'm not there to nag at you anymore. I'm worried you get ugly without me. Seriously, I have to say goodbye like this. Don't be too sad. I love you and tell Marie that I love her very much. I know she'll grow as beautiful as me and kind like you. Watching from heaven, your cute and adorable sister, Mina. Reading the letter, all I could do was cry. How could she not tell me that her delivery was so risky? She must have suffered so much alone. I looked at the letter for Leo and wished he would never appear before me, because if he did, I would have seriously killed him at that time. After a year of work and moving on with Marie, familiar faces came knocking at my door. It was Leo's parents. They talked to me and asked for my help. I tried ignoring them, but they begged me to go overseas with them because Leo was very sick. In my anger, I told them that he deserved it for what he did to Mina, and that I didn't care about their family struggles. But they told me that Leo didn't have any idea about them going to our house, and his mother offering money. In fact, Leo had made a letter telling Mina to wait for him. They said he was dying, and Leo's last wish was to see his fiancée and his only best friend. I did not know what to think as I saw their faces. I remembered Mina asking me to forgive them. Suddenly, I felt like Mina was watching over me, and I just felt tired getting angry at them. I told them that Mina was already gone, that she died while giving birth to my niece, Marie. and that I would go just to give Leo a letter from her. They looked shocked and were very sorry. I remembered his mother cried and cried as she said sorry for the nth time. Together with Marie, we went overseas. I didn't bring my niece to his room to meet him yet, afraid that she would shock him too much. He was smiling as I entered the room. Looking closely, he lost a lot of weight. There was a moment of silence as I sat at the chair beside his bed. He talked first. Leo explained to me about what happened in his life and why he decided to go abroad. He was about to get treated for his illness and was planning to surprise us on Christmas. The doctor said that he had high chance of recovering. In fact, the operation was a big success, but he didn't expect that after his surgery, the doctors would find that he had cancer. He had been bedridden since. He told his parents to go and give Mina his letter. He couldn't believe that they would cause trouble instead. They even told Leo that Mina didn't want to be with him because he was already dying. He said he didn't blame Mina when she got her reply from his parents. He was actually relieved that she would be moving on without him. But now, he knew how his parents have hurt Mina and he cried. He asked for my forgiveness with a weak voice. Leo repeatedly told me how he loved Mina and how sorry he was. Listening to him, I felt very sad. I gave him Mina's last letter and waited quietly as he read. I looked down at the floor as I heard him sob heartbrokenly. After a while, he asked for Marie. He was in tears while holding her. He told me that he didn't expect to have a wonderful daughter and thanked me for taking care of her for them. He said he was sorry he couldn't see her growing up. For 3 days we visited him. Marie would try to talk to him and smile at him, but I saw he was growing weaker each day. At his final moments, we told him that he may rest peacefully. He passed away with all of us by his side, holding his hand. Sometimes, the people we care the most may hurt us. I am just thankful to resolve any misunderstandings I had with my best friend. Maybe Mina had understood everything from the start. Like what my sister had wished, I now have a big and wonderful family. Marie is also living happy with her own family now. Hatred can never solve anything. I am thankful how Mina taught me how to forgive and to love despite the tragedies of life.